Hello everybody and welcome back to Hearts of Iron, where I was looking around a little bit off camera, and I noticed that the Republic of Korea is not actually aligned. They also have possession of a good amount of tungsten, as well as 34 steel. Now, of course, we are currently mostly short on chromium and steel. Tungsten we don't really care that much about, but that's definitely something to keep in the back of our minds there. Now, we are still working on the Argentine Republic, and I don't think we're going to get enough fascism there to turn them in the next election. We'll see, but it'll probably have to be the one after that. That's okay, we are playing the long game here. Of course, we are currently working on attacking Portugal. We have no manpower, and that's not shocking, given our current situation. Not shocking in the slightest. Now, of course, we are currently making our way up over this way, and we're not going to launch our invasion of Portugal, not until our training is done. We haven't actually looked at that for a while. How is that doing? Actually, that's doing pretty well. It's getting close on the infantry. Okay, the armor is nowhere near, but the infantry are getting fairly close. Not too bad. We're still just eating all of the manpower up. That's not shocking. So we'll just get into position for this, and we're mostly in a bit of a chill phase here. We're allowing the world tension to die down a little bit. And that is very important for us. We're also working on attempting to break up this ridiculously powerful Allies faction. That's going to be important. We also may end up wanting to launch an invasion of Turkey, of Georgia, and Armenia at some point. The question is, I mean, they have resources that we want, absolutely. The question is, who's going to stop us? If I recall correctly, someone's guaranteeing Turkey. Yeah, the UK is guaranteeing Turkey. So in that case, we may want to see if we can get them to join our faction instead. With that neutrality focus, that's probably not going to happen. Well, perhaps we can in some way... Well, we can keep an eye on it and see if the UK drops their guarantee. Hopefully they do. Fingers crossed on that one. Who all are they guaranteeing right now? They're guaranteeing Poland, Turkey, and the Republic of China. Turkey is the only one of those that we actually care about. So that is definitely good to know. Now, of course, we're not just going to be invading Portugal, but also Zaire, because we're going to need that. But for right now, it's just going to be Portugal. Well, hang on a moment. We have manpower? No, it's gone. Okay, I was gonna say, but no. No, we don't have manpower. That was just the month tick, and it just immediately gets swallowed up, probably at this point by our garrison forces, or the tank forces. Let's see here. That one's maxed out, maxed out. I mean, it's been a while. I'm just assuming that our infantry are maxed out on their manpower. How are we doing on our armor, then? Actually, that's maxed out too. We're just lacking the modern tanks at this moment. Fascinating. So how much manpower are we actually short right now? We've done pretty well on that. Okay, yeah, that guy died. We expected that. So if we go up to our reinforcements over here, we're needing like 130,000 manpower. That's not too bad. We're still needing some support equipment and a lot of modern tanks. Now, we are producing modern tanks. It's kind of below our advanced artillery right now. And looking at how much we have stockpiled with our advanced artillery, we're going to bump that down. And looking at how much advanced anti-air we have stockpiled, we're going to bump that down. And honestly, should we... We have a lot of infantry equipment stockpiled. I'm going to make that not be a top priority either. I do still think support equipment is a top priority. Okay, so something along those lines should do the trick. And with that, we are producing about 32 modern tanks per day. That's not bad, and we need 183 more units of chromium to produce at full speed. Should we just get that? For 27 civilian factories. You know what? I think I'm willing to do that. For now, anyway. There we go. So that gets us positive in our chromium. I'm not willing to trade for the steel at this exact moment. But that brings us up to 45 modern tanks per day. That's a solid amount of modern tanks per day. I'm very happy about that, actually. So we're going to get that going, and we're producing some infantry equipment still. That's fine. Although we may want to be producing ships instead, but I honestly feel like our navy is okay for right now. It's not good. And that's mostly because of our big ol' steel deficit. Now, to be fair, we are still working on compliance in some of these regions, like this one over here. You can see that our local resources is plus 37%. Now, there is a small bonus to local non-core manpower here, but that will certainly not remove the malice for it being non-core. Because it being a non-core state, that's an 86% reduction. No, they're not ready yet. Get out of here. Oh, hello, an infantry division. How many? Just the one. Okay, so we'll put that into this unit. Fantastic. So that is wonderful right there. And yeah, we're making good progress on that. Now, we're still probably, what, about 10 months away from getting our units all maxed out in manpower? Yeah, something like that. And that's assuming no attrition, which we probably shouldn't assume. Oh, there's now 2 additional infantry divisions. Let's go ahead and put that over here. And I want to make sure that we're not recruiting additional ones. We are not. Fantastic. So we're just going to continue working on maxing these armies back out for the time being. And that's absolutely fantastic. We don't have the greatest of options over here, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. And our support equipment is still improving in its production efficiency. So that's fine. We are capped on our production efficiency for our modern tanks. So we're not going to get any more than 45 per day right now. That's fine. We are cruising our way through that, and I'm hoping that that means that we're going to get these modern tanks moved in pretty quickly here. Yeah, that's down to just 6,600. And I'm hoping that we're going to start seeing these armored divisions quite soon. Ah, 2 more infantry divisions. Let's move those into here. That'll be fine. Wonderful. Now you'll notice that we are not currently justifying a war against Portugal. That's because we're not ready to do so. Oh, another infantry division. Okay, that's fine. Remember that we want these to be like 16 and 8. So we're going to have that be up to 13. That'll be fine. And we are getting more and more of these finished up, so that's wonderful. There's another one, in fact, that just popped in. There we go. So that'll be up to 14. Fantastic. Okay, now we have some manpower here. It is dropping. We've had it for a little... Okay, it's gone. Fantastic. I was wondering... Take that up to... Oh, there's another one, I think? No, there is not. There's not another one. We can recruit a new operative, and so we shall. Boost ideology mission effect. Okay, so we're going to have this guy be the one to boost ideology over here. There we go. In fact, we can have both of them boost ideology. This guy is currently rooting out resistance in South Africa, and how's that going? Reasonably well, to the point... Okay, he wouldn't actually have any progress there, so we're not going to do that. We're just going to have him continue working in South Africa for now. This will be fine. So this ideology boost is working. We're up to 28% here, but it is going up slowly. That's okay. We have more infantry divisions here, and we actually only need one in this army. There we go. And the other infantry division, that can go into this army. There we go. Fantastic. So, there's another one. And we'll just plop that into this army as well. This is great. We're making fantastic progress on that. Every month that ticks by, we are getting closer and closer to our manpower requirements here. We're only 120k away right now. Actually, less than 120k away. So that is fantastic. We're very happy about that. And these infantry divisions are continuing to be deployed. Tomorrow, this division will finish up, and then this division will finish up the day after. That's wonderful. We're very happy about this. I'm also going to go ahead and put upgrades up to high priority here, because I want some of these tanks to be coming into these training divisions. So that should start moving a few modern tanks into here. They also require support equipment, and that's okay too. So we're just continuing to finish up these trainings, and what are we waiting on here? Equipment? Equipment. Support equipment. Okay, so by moving this up, we should be moving the support equipment into these. That will be fine. And then the support equipment will go down into these here, and honestly, maybe upgrades are a higher priority than reinforcements right now. There we go. So all of these are going to finish up in just a moment, and let's go ahead and see how many do we need here. We need 5 units. This is 6. So we're going to do that. That brings us up to 16 there, and then we need 3 units here. We have 2 currently. There we go, and there should be 1 more. It just finished. Perfect. 16, 16, 16, 16, and 16. So all we need now is our tanks. That's great. We're very happy about that, and look at that, our tanks are beginning to train. Wonderful. They don't have tanks, but they're beginning to train without tanks, presumably in, like, simulators or something. Okay. Well, hopefully they get tanks soon enough. We are, after all, producing 45.03 per day right now. Did we bump up our production efficiency a bit? Yes, we did. Okay. So it does still have a tiny amount that it can increase, but we're basically at our cap of production efficiency for our modern tanks. We do still need about 13,000 more of them for reinforcement. And I don't think we need any for upgrades, right? Let's go into our logistics here, and we'll find our modern tanks. Here we go. So we can see that we are currently lacking 12.71k. From new deployments, that's 8,000, and from division reinforcement, that's only 4,700. With our current production of modern tank equipment, the shortage will last for 282 days. That's not bad. I'm actually quite happy about that. We are still short on support equipment, and we are losing a little bit of motorized, surprisingly. We have a lot of surplus there, though, so that'll last for a very long time. We're losing 1 motorized every 3 days, so yeah, we're okay on that front. We expect our supply or our support equipment shortage to only last for another 4 days. So that's fantastic. 2 days? Yeah, this is definitely only going to last for 2 more days. 1 more day, and we have a surplus of support equipment in storage. Fantastic. So, of course, our tanks, that's still going to be another 274 days. No, they're not ready yet. Go away. Go away. We are, of course, continuing to work on our infrastructures and our naval bases. Did we get all of the infrastructure over here queued? We actually did not, and we should do so. We're going to work on that. There we go. And we're going to repair this infrastructure. We don't really care about repairing this land fort at this time. But there we go. Excellent. There's also a lot of naval bases that are queued up that are kind of a low priority for us right now. We want to get this infrastructure done ASAP. We're going to decrease prio on this naval base. It's really not important. We should go through and make sure that all of our naval bases are fully queued up, and these are. Okay, what about these up here? Yeah, we don't really need new naval bases. We just want existing naval bases, existing connections to be maxed out. There's all this over here, which is probably wildly overkill, but that's fine. We're not prioritizing it. Somalia, you're not ready yet. Get out of here. Poland, you're not ready yet either. Get out of here. Excellent. So we'll get all of this infrastructure work done, and we are building at a slightly reduced speed because of our chromium imports. But of course, the tooltip was stuck there. Okay. But of course, we're doing that deliberately so that we can get tanks into our armored divisions here. Do we have tanks flowing into these yet? No, we don't. No, we don't. However, our reinforcements are going nicely here. And if we go into our logistics tab, 260 days here, and division reinforcement is where all of the new tanks appear to be going. Which strikes me as a bit odd. That definitely strikes me as a bit odd. No current requests for upgrades, operations, and garrisons. Okay, so where exactly is recruitment in this? Oh, low equipment priority. I did that earlier. Right, I'm dumb. Okay, we're going to bump that up to a high equipment priority, and then we're going to bump our upgrades here. Actually, upgrades will remain at high priority, but there's no requests for upgrades. Okay, now our tanks will start flowing into our tank brigades here. Great. There we go. Now we can start getting training progress here. That's fine. That's what I wanted. We are currently missing production on fighters. We don't exactly care about that. And we are, of course, working on bringing all of these guys not necessarily into the fold. We don't necessarily want them in our faction. But what we do want is their resources. If we hop into resource map mode, we can see, look at that. This is all resources that we had in the past, and we want it back. Lots of resources there. But we're not prepared to fight the Allies for it. That would not go well. That would not go well at all. So that's a slight problem. And that is why we are working on removing people from the Allies while simultaneously working on going after neutral nations. Going after Yemen, Oman, and Saudi Arabia may not be a terrible idea at some point. We have a free military factory, which strikes me as surprising. Quite surprising, in fact. Where are we going to toss that? I guess into motorized? Since we have a deficit of that right now? And we'll just move this up above our navy. There. I mean, it's not going to get steel, but that'll be fine. Our steel requirements will continue to be better and better met over time as locations like this increase their compliance level. And that'll be fine. We're very happy about that, and we're getting some amounts of these, but that will also increase as we increase our infrastructure in locations. I keep hoping that we're going to have prospect for resources available over here. That came up during the Ethiopia Through the Ages campaign, and it's not coming up in this one, and I'm not actually sure why, but okay. That's fine. It could be that they removed it from the game between now and then. I don't know. I didn't pay that close of attention to Hearts of Iron in that time. We can go ahead and do a region-wide industrial integration and then build ourselves a civilian factory wherever that happened to go. I really need to get in the habit of looking at that tooltip. Like, I really need to get into that habit. But alas, I did not look. Okay, it's over here. Sure. Wait, no, that's within our, that's within our vassal there. So it's not that. Over here. There it is. No, that's within our vassal too. Okay. Ah, this over here? Nope. Nope. It's this. There we go. That's the correct one. Fantastic. There we go. Now, what was that? Low supplies. Okay. We have some bases in low supply, apparently. Let's hop into the supply areas map mode. Ah, up over here. Yeah, that's to be expected, in all honesty. This naval base is level 2. We should probably prioritize, just so that we don't have too much attrition here. We should prioritize the naval base. Wow, words. The naval base in Asturias. Just so that we can deal with that one. And let's check out over this way. That all looks completely fine. And down here, this looks completely fine as well. No concerns in those locations at this time, but we will max out this naval base in Asturias just so that we have more supply flow over here. Excellent. As far as our air strategy over here goes, we will flesh that out a little bit later on. We're not too concerned about it because we're really quite a long ways away from declaring this war right now. We do want to get all of these guys trained on up. And we want to get all of our modern tanks flowed in. We want to have a surplus of modern tanks. And ideally, we want to have a surplus of steel. But in reality, that's a long ways away. And I'm not sure that it's even possible, given our current situation here, for us to have a surplus of steel. So that's definitely something to consider. That said, as our constructions start wrapping up, we can throw more and more factories at trade, which will help that. So that'll be fine. That will be completely fine. And we have actually not all that much more infrastructure to create here. That's going quite well. So that is wonderful. Of course, once we're done with the infrastructure, then we start in on all of these naval bases. This is not creating new naval bases except here, and here, and here. I don't want to create any new naval bases over what we already have. Let's just go through this, and if there's any that are 10, we'll get rid of it. Okay. Looks like that's it. Now, we can definitely build land forts along borders once all this is done. We'll see how important we think that ends up being. We can also build things like anti-air in states and upgrade airfields and things like that. There's plenty of peacetime construction opportunities for us. We're not necessarily in any hurry to go to war right now. We wouldn't mind going to war against Portugal, Zaire. But what if they join the Allies? Would they join the Allies? They're very non-aligned. They didn't join the Allies when war was declared on them previously. So maybe they wouldn't. Hey, look at that, manpower. Is it going to go away? Yes, it is. We only need 70,000 more manpower, though. That's getting really, really solid. I'm very happy with that. And there it goes. We fully expected that, of course. We fully expected that. So we are in this nice little peacetime operation here. We have several irons in the fire. We are up to 30% fascist in Argentina. So that's fantastic. We're only a couple months away from their election, though. So that is definitely slightly concerning. They're giving manpower to the United States for their garrisons, huh? That's also slightly concerning, but I guess that is okay. It is, however, time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that, and next episode, we're going to continue working on our modern tank deficit. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and I will see you all next time.